bulge, which would be like this with very little pressure, it's going to become this the first thing in the morning. In this video, we're going to go over when we injured our back or our disc, why we are stiff the first thing in the morning. This is one of the questions actually I got from Stuart McGill watching some of his videos, where he asks patients like, is the morning good or bad day for you? If their answer is the morning is very stiff, very painful, it's very difficult, we can ask multiple questions basically to figure out what's going on there. Are they sleeping in a position which is irritating them? Is the mattress they are sleeping on too hard, too soft, or basically not suitable for them? And the third, the very common one, can be also like, do they have currently some kind of acute disc injury? To understand why that acute disc injury is actually most painful the first thing in the morning, we're going to use the disc model. So I'm just going to use these two vertebrae with the disc in between. To understand the function of the disc, you can watch this video over here. When we are upright, there is quite a bit of pressure from the top down, gravity, which is squishing some fluid of the disc. When we are lying down, there is basically the gravity is pushing the back kind of into this direction, so there is no top-down pressure on it anymore. So what happens is the discs basically rehydrate. What happens is with the discs, they get from this dehydrated position, let's say towards the end of the day, in this position the first thing in the morning. So because of more pressure, what's going to happen is bulge, which would be like this with very little pressure, it's going to become this the first thing in the morning. You can think like more fluid means more pressure. As we get upright, it usually takes maybe like 30 to 45 to 60 minutes just to get right, just to feel a little bit looser. What I usually recommend for people who are suffering from this morning stiffness is to get maybe into the cat-cow position and again just replace that standing position to quadruped, which is on the hands and knees, and just to get that disc moving up and down, squish some fluid. Maybe especially if we have some direction of the disc bulge or of the herniation, to spend some time in let's say in the Mackenzie position, just lying on their tummy, depending on their symptoms, and to help to squish that fluid out of the disc. And then instead of struggling for 30 to 60 minutes, oftentimes they feel better after 5-10 minutes of exercise. Generally, this morning stiffness, as the disc heals, it goes away. So that's usually a very good sign that the healing process is on its own way. For the body to completely heal the disc, though, completely heal that outer layer, oftentimes that's a process kind of 3 to 6 months. In some literatures, it's reported it can actually take multiple years. So it's definitely a slow-ish process. But fortunately, it doesn't mean you have to be in the pain. It just means that the layer is not going to be as strong as the other parts. That's why in rehabilitations we teach the person how to move in certain ways to unload that area for a certain time to build up the movement around. So they are still able to do most of the things they would normally be doing, but without re-irritating that specific injury. Guys, hopefully this explanation was helpful. If you have any questions, just please leave it in the comments below. I'll try to get back to it as soon as I can.